For those of you that have already joined us, we're expecting over 59 people joining us this afternoon, but I think we've got about 45 at the moment. So welcome to those of you that are with us. My name is Tracy Hendren and I'm from the National Practitioner Support Service. And we are today in the Housing Partners offices. So we're with our partners and we're hoping to share with you how the alert tool is going to work, excuse me, moving forward. So I'd like to introduce who else is in the room, just so that I know you're not here personally, but actually so you can see, so you know who else is with me. So firstly, to my left is Lindsay.
Hi, everyone.
So Lindsay is Lindsay Megson from MPSS, and next to Lindsay we have
Ollie Florence. I work in the product team at Housing Partners.
So he's being very reserved, but Ollie is the guy that's actually been working on alert, and hopefully you'll be able to see exactly what we've been doing and what Ollie's been working on over the last few months, and he's been working extremely hard on this product. So we're all very pleased to have Ollie in the room. It's his first webinar with us, and hopefully the first of many. We've also got Jen from Housing Partners. Say hi, Jen.
Hello, everyone.
You all know Jen, or those of you that have been on our previous webinars with, because Jen has been leading for the implementation for PRA. And we've got Richard with us.
Good afternoon, everyone.
And Richard's been doing lots of work with some of our PRA customers around their reports and configurations. So he's in the room just so he can have a nose at where we are with alert. Okay, so welcome to the Housing Jigsaw webinar. Just a reminder, really, the webinars are free. You can book them through the MPSS website, and they're open to all our current customers, any new customers, and any potential customers. So welcome, everybody. As I said, we're expecting over 50 of you with us today. And we have got an Ask Questions facility. So even though you can't ask through your laptop, what you can do is use the chat version at the bottom of your screen. So if you move your mouse to the bottom of your screen, you'll see an icon for chat. And if you put in any questions through chat, we will be able to see. So Lindsay's going to be managing all the chat questions that come through, and hopefully we'll know all of the relevant answers and we won't make anything up. So what we're going to cover today is we're going to go through the overview of the duty to refer and what that actually means to us as local authorities and to your wider partner agencies. And I know we've got some partners on the phone, so welcome. And then we're going to look at the live alert demo. And I know there's been lots of our current customers and potential new customers asking us to see a live alert demo, and we have tried to do that over the last couple of weeks, but because Ollie and the team have been working so hard making sure it's ready for the 13th of August, we've not always been able to provide you with a live demo. So that's what the webinar's about. That's what we're going to share with you today. And then we're going to finish with any Q&A that we don't cover as we go through the afternoon. Okay, so for those of you that know us, Housing Jigsaw is the umbrella for the partnership between MPSS and Housing Partners, and Alert is the tool, the module that we're building for free for all of our local authority partners and their wider agencies. So the duty to refer, so what is it? Well, actually under section 213B of the Homelessness Reduction Act 2018, specified public bodies are required to notify a housing authority if they think that one of their customers is going to be homeless or threatened with homelessness within 56 days. We do know that this duty isn't coming in until October, but we also know local authorities don't want to be caught on the back foot. So the duty to refer is referrals in to local authorities from specified public bodies if somebody is homeless or threatened with homelessness. There are some criteria that sits around that, what the partner agencies need to do if they're making a formal referral in under the 213B duty. They have to have consent for the referral from the individual, so from the customer, from their service user. They have to know where the service user, the customer, would like to be referred to. So firstly, the customer needs to say, yes, I would like you to make a referral. And secondly, yes, I would like you to make that referral to X local authority. And then they have to get consent from the individual around their contact details can be supplied to the local authority, because what we want to try and do is ensure that when a referral is received, that the local authority is in a position to act upon it immediately. So that's the criteria that sits around the duty to refer. And this is who the duty to refer actually applies to. So the public services included in the duty are as follows: prisons, youth offender institutions, secure training centres, secure colleges, youth offending teams, probation services, and that includes the community rehabilitation companies, Job Centre Plus, social services authorities, emergency departments, urgent treatment centres, and hospitals in their function of providing inpatient care. So it's quite a prescribed list of those specified public bodies that will have the duty to refer responsibility. So what do we need to do as local authorities? And this has been very clearly outlined within the legislation and the guidance for local authorities around what their responsibility is on the duty to refer. So we need to ensure as local authorities that we've established a single point of contact for those wider agencies. We need to agree a procedure for how we're going to manage those referrals. We need to ensure all referral information is stored securely. Linking referral information to case files for use for data returns, and this includes our H-click returns as local authorities. Ensuring data can be included in an applicant's assessment and or personalised housing plan. So once we've received this information from a specified public body, that should help us with our intelligence around ensuring that we're providing informed outcomes and decisions for our customers. Communicating the referral process in a single point of contact to all relevant local agencies. So making sure that it's widely used. And ensuring the local authority website includes clear information on how the referral procedure will work. So that's the responsibilities of the local authorities. And this is some of the feedback that we've had from local authorities when they've started to look at how they can put that in place, how they can ensure they've got a system in place that meets the 213B specified public body referral process. So there isn't a uniformed approach at the moment. Information can be shared that's inconsistent and incomplete, and customers have to repeat their story on numerous occasions, depending on how those referrals could be made. And then missed opportunities. And I think as local authorities, we recognise that we want to try and help applicants as early in the process as possible. So with paper forms and emails, we know they can be inefficient and we know they can be risky. They can be risky around the difficult to store securely and the GDPR compliance. Often you're double keying if you're putting in a paper form or you're sending something across from an email. There's no central point of reference, and the information can get lost or buried until it's suddenly found and the applicant turns up to a few minutes later. The other thing that local authorities have said to us at some of the meetings we've been when we've been around the country talking about the alert process is partner agencies are unsure of the progress, not advised that the referrals have been received, what the next step is, and time consuming to keep everybody up to date. So I think overarchingly what we're saying there around partner agencies, it's really difficult to keep the communication channels running when actually we haven't got a process in place that helps us do that. So we've taken all that on board, and as MPSS, we've been working really hard with housing partners when we haven't been working on PRA and all the other products that are out there for you. And we've looked at putting together a process to enable you to be compliant with the legislation and support you in working in partnership with your wider agencies. We've come up with Alert. So Alert is a free module. It's been created by ourselves as Housing Jigsaw. It's a single, consistent, universal place to make and receive all of your referrals and notifications. It's simple to operate across wider agencies and it encourages partnership working. It's GDPR compliant and it's legislative compliant. So there's a core functionality and upgrades that are free for local authorities. And just to be really clear here, we're talking about all local authorities. We're not talking about our current customers. What we're saying is we want a system, the best open communication is when everybody has access to that same communication channel. So Alert is free for all of our local authority partners in England, Ireland and Wales. Alert will cover off the duty to refer specified public body referrals in, but it will also cover off referrals from wider partner agencies. And there's one and only one reason for this. Local authorities have said to us, actually, we've already got partnerships in place. We already work with wider partners than those that are covered by the specified public body duty to refer. So what we don't want to do is set up a system where those referrals can be received and actually we can't continue to receive our referrals from some of our wider partners. So through Alert, a local authority will be able to receive their 213B specified public body referrals, and they'll also be able to receive their wider partner agency referrals. But we've also been quite busy talking to local authorities and partner agencies, our staff, housing partner staff, and saying actually what else would be really useful for local authorities to be able to receive through Alert. So this list are the things that Ollie's going to be working on in the next couple of months. No pressure, Ollie. He's laughing. He's not speaking, but he's laughing. On what else we want to ensure that Alert includes. And these are things such as Section 208 notifications. So as we know, local authorities are always really keen to ensure other local authorities know when they're placing a temporary accommodation placement out of area, or they're ending their duty in the private rented sector out of area. This will allow local authorities to do this through Alert. Section 198 local connection referrals at the release stage and local connection referrals at the main duty stage. And we've been asked specifically by local authorities to include in an earlier process for this, actually a good practice process, and saying, actually, I know that this household being referred to me, I know I've got the prevention duty, however, there isn't a local connection and I am going to be making a formal referral. So what I'd like to do is make an informal referral at a very early stage, a bit of a notification heads up to say, actually, this may come your way, can we work together as local authorities on this household? Referrals to social care for ineligibility or intentionally homeless households. So that's where a negative decision is made at main duty and the local authority wants to get their social services counterparts involved, and whether that's for a vulnerable adult or for a household with children. And the next couple are wider referrals that we're looking to include within Alert. So they include the Prevent Counter-Terrorism Initiative and the Modern Slavery Referral via the Home Office National Referral Mechanism. And again, they're ones that we're starting to talk to our wider national partners about how we can link them in through Alert. What this will do is, again, it will enable us to have an open and transparent process as local authorities to evidence referrals going in and out and include our wider partner agencies in that. Every business does have a modern slavery policy, so this will allow them to make their referrals through Alert. We're also looking at safeguarding referrals to adult and children's services, referrals for assessment under the Children Act, and inter-authority referrals, so prevention cases with no local connection. So again, what we're trying to say here is if you already have a process in place and it works really well, then that's absolutely fine. If it works, if it's not broken, don't fix it. If you don't, and you think these are other referrals and notifications that would work really well for you through Alert, then they're the things that we're going to be working on in the next 2 to 3 months. So how will it help? So Alert is available free. I've said that already and I will keep saying that, so you'll hear me say that many times. It's free for local authorities and partner agencies, but we've also listened to you about what you would like to see within the Alert tool. So it supports compliance. It provides a one-stop shop for your referral and notification, so you can evidence every referral and notification that you've ever sent or received as a wider agency or a local authority. It's dynamic, and Ollie's going to show you how that works as we go through the live demo. It's got an intuitive dashboard. It's proven to be user-friendly, and it's based on the PRA module. So in that sense, we know that local authorities like the dashboard. They like the user-friendly approach. It's fully GDPR compliant. And the other piece of work that we're doing is working with the National Housing Federation to look at whether this can also support registered providers that want to make the commit to refer that the National Housing Federation are leading on. So basically the way this works is an agency would make a referral in 5 easy steps. They'd visit the alert referral portal that you've got the link to there. It's a holding page at the moment, so don't go trying to make any referrals yet. You've got another 2 weeks. You enter the details of your agency. You provide details of the household being referred. You complete a consent form and you click submit. Once submitted, the referring agency will receive confirmation that the referral has been sent alongside a unique referral code. If appropriate, a copy of the referral can also be sent to customers for their reference. And once a referral has been made, a user account and password is automatically created for your partner agency. So we won't be registering all of your partner agencies onto the alert tool. We are allowing your partner agencies to register themselves, and they will then be created with an account and a password. It's designed to increase efficiency, and it enables the user to track their referral online and receive updates and notifications. We have been asked whether there are wider referrals notifications that could be considered, and absolutely do let us know if you think it's missing anything, or if you're currently under any requirements around notifications and referrals, and let us know what they are, and we can let you know whether that's included in alert. Okay, so I'm going to pass over to Ollie and Lindsay, who are going to show you how this is going to work in reality.
Right, hello everyone. I'm just going to get the dashboards up for alert so we can have a look through them. What we'll start with is going through the process a public body or a wider agency would go through for making a referral. So I'm just going to share that now. Okay, so if I'm logged in here, and do jump in, Lindsay, if I miss anything. As Tracy mentioned, we've been really busy building this, and part of why we haven't put a demo environment up is I wanted to make sure that every hour that gets spent writing code is building something that we can deliver on the 13th. So as we go through here, there'll be bits that I'll point to that we're still building and still taking feedback on. So the point of the agile way we're building this is that as you see it and as you start using it, you can feed back and it can get better based on how you want to use it. So what we're looking at here is the homepage for a public body or wider agency. And what we've got is a list of the referrals that I've made. So I can see here, I've made a referral, and I can click on the referral and look at the details here if I want to see that. So that, I see. So we're still building that bit. You'll be able to see that when we look at the referral as a local authority. So what we'll do now is go through the referral process to show you how quick that is. So at the moment, I'm logged in as a public body, so we can see one type of referral here. So as we build more in, more tiles will appear that allow you to choose what referral you want to make. So
the system's being designed dynamically as well, so that the only referrals that will be visible are the types of referrals that you will need to make. So if you are an agency that's able to make a Section 198 local connection referral, then that will be visible. But if you're not, then that won't be visible. So it's designed dynamically to be able to support efficient use and to make sure that we're only making appropriate referrals. So as you can see, Ollie quite quickly is just creating a new referral. So he's filled in the details and he's now picking the local authority that we'd like to send the referral to. And obviously, as Tracy's covered earlier, we need to ask the information of the customer in relation to the local authority that they would like to be referred to. What we are including and will be in place for launch on the 13th of August is a reminder to referring agencies about local connections. So while the customer can choose any local authority in the country that they'd like to be referred to, there will be a little warning pop up which is linked to the applicant's postcode to let the referring agency know that it may be best to make a referral to an area where there is a local connection, albeit they can choose to refer anywhere.
Okay, so now we're at the dynamic form part of the application. So if I'm making this referral, the system will only ask me the questions that are relevant to the type of referral I'm making. So you'll see as I pop through the form here, here's an example will be, has the applicant any formal identification? If I press yes, it then asks me for details of the application. So we're going to pop through, and you can see on the starred bits there, those are the mandatory bits of information. So we'll pop through and fill these out.
So this form has been developed from speaking to a number of pilot authorities due to get their feedback to look at what they were looking to implement and how we could use the effective practice from local areas to pull together an effective practice form. So you can see that there are a number of questions, but we've limited those to the essential questions we feel it would be useful for local authorities or agencies receiving the referral. So there are more than the required ones set out in the Code of Guidance, but these are the ones that local authorities that we gathered feedback from felt would be really pertinent to enable them to process the application, the referral, as quickly and efficiently as possible. So you can see Ollie's just completing his referral form here. And that now actually the referral has been submitted. So you'll see at the top there that we've got the confirmation that the referral has been submitted successfully and a unique reference code. So details of the reference code are emailed to the referrer. And also what you can opt to do, and you can't see it at the moment because, as Tracy explained, we're building this in weekly sessions. So we're still building as we go. So what's due to be there, though, is the ability to send a copy of the referral to the person that you are referring, so to the customer. So we recognise that won't be appropriate in all cases. Obviously, if we're making a referral under modern slavery, we don't necessarily need to send a confirmation to the customer, for example. So the default will be that no copy will be sent, and you'll be able to tick the box to send a copy if it's appropriate given the circumstances of your case.
So we can see if I pop back out to the referrals out on the home page here, there's Andy Smith that we just referred there. And now what we'll do is pop over to my other browser in which I'm logged in as a local authority. So what we're looking at now are the widgets that you'll have as a local authority, and they'll be there for public bodies and wider agencies too, once we add more than one referral type in. And if I refresh this now, what we should get is, if you check that widget there, so now we've got 2 referrals in. What we're looking at there are the different types of referral that you can receive, and you can see we've got referrals out here, and then the widgets for the notifications. So if we pop up here, and I'll go and look at the application that I've just received. So when we're looking at inbound referrals, there are filters here to look at the ones that I've accepted or...
I think we are having some attendees who are having difficulties in seeing some of the screens. It's absolutely fine our end, but we are aware of 2 people who have had some difficulties. So we might just go through that last section again. If you sent us a message confirming that you can only see half a screen, please could you let us know whether or not it's sorted.
Shall I continue while we...
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So I'm looking at the referrals I've received here as a local authority. And this one, Andy Smith, if we click here, you can see that what we get each time a referral comes in is a preview of the letter. So for each referral type in alert, there's a template letter that goes with it that tells you what the referral is, who sent it, and why. So it gives you a bit of context. And as we scroll down, you see we've got the referrer details here. So that's who sent the referral. Then we start getting information about the applicant. So we've got the basic information here. And then as we scroll down, we've got those dynamic questions that we answered. Those are all available here. And when we get to the bottom, the options you have here are to accept, mark as duplicate, or to download. Now, we've already had feedback, having shown someone this version of the system, that this box here that you would need to fill in were you to want to mark it as a duplicate should only appear if you click on mark as duplicate. So there's a small improvement there that we can make. And the text on download letter. Now the letter will contain the full text that we saw at the top here, including addresses and details of the referral. So if you want to review it on paper, you can do so. And when you then accept customers, they will if you go to referrals in, so you're back on the dashboard, you go to referrals in, what you can then do is sort by accepted and marked as duplicate referrals if you ever need to evidence those or revisit that. So that's a whistle-stop tour. As we mentioned, we're still building this, so there are bits that will appear in sort of 2-week iterations after the 13th. So I'll be working with the team post-launch to work to get feedback and continue to build towards the system so that it's got all 14 referral types in.
I think there are 14 and counting.
Yes, and counting. Sorry, I forgot that. Is there anything else we want to go through here on the system? So we've gone through making a referral as a public body and receiving it to local authority and reviewing it.
I think the only real thing, and I don't know, it might be on a future slide, is just to be really clear that all of the information on alert stays in alert. So actually, once you complete the referral form and send it, the only information that goes through to the customer, the only information that goes that goes through to the local authority to say a referral's been made by a specified public body or wider agency is an email saying that there is a referral or notification in Housing Jigsaw alert, and they have to press the link on the email they're sent to be able to sign in and register in the normal way you would with any IT system, and to be able to view what Ollie's been showing you now. So this dashboard, all the information, the referral form, the letter that goes with the referral form, all stays within alert. The only thing that sits outside of that is an email being sent saying you have a new referral or new notification, and you have to press the link in the email to then be logged back into alert to be able to see it. So it's all GDPR compliant. Because what we do know is by filling in a form and attaching it on an email isn't GDPR compliant, which is why we wanted to really work hard with local authorities to have an online system to enable you to be able to receive referrals and notifications from your partner agencies. So we're going to go back to the slides and just go through the last remaining slides with you. If you do have any questions about what's been said or anything else that you'd like to ask, then just give us a shout. So these slides are literally just the pictures of what Ollie's already shown you. So again, this is the dashboard. For those of you that are PRA customers, you will notice on the dashboard that you normally have an urgent actions at the top. So Ollie was talking about this earlier today. Do you want to say what we're going to do? How it's going to work, Ollie?
Yeah, sure. So there'll be a mechanism in alert that when you look at a referral, it will mark it as seen. So your partner agency will know that you're looking at it and that it's being reviewed. So what we'll do with the urgent actions tab at the top is that will work on a whether you've seen it or not basis, so that it will only alert you to things that you know you need to look at or that are new. I think that's about it, right, Tracy?
Yeah. No, thanks, Ollie. And I think one thing that I just want to make really clear is we are building this as we go. So when Ollie's showing you, he's showing you what's already there and what the last sprint run has already achieved. So I think it's just, warts and all, this is the system, this is what it will do, and by the time we get to the 13th of August, it will be ready for you to use. We've had a question from a PRA customer saying, if I accept a referral in alert, will it then send, open this as a customer in PRA for me to be able to start working on it? Yes, it will. There'll be no double keying for any Housing Jigsaw customer that has wider modules. If you're not a Housing Jigsaw customer in PRA or any of our other modules, then obviously what we have done is allowed you to be able to download the referral form and download the letter so that you can upload it into any system that you're using, and that will be as a Word document, Ollie, won't it?
We've had another question through in relation to whether there will be a guide on how the system works. So yes, absolutely. What we're working on over the next 2 weeks are a series of really short, snappy videos that you'll be able to share. And also we have a 4-page guide to the system, which is designed for local authorities to use with their partner agencies to both educate in terms of the duty to refer itself, but also how Alert can help to manage that.
I think, Lynn, you've got another couple of questions there you might want to pick straight up on.
Very busy. Okay, so next question, no pressure, is does the customer need a postcode in order to be referred? And if so, what happens with especially entrenched rough sleepers? Oh, Ollie's jumping in on my microphone, so I'm just going to pass it over.
Thank you. That was a lucky slide to be on. So if you can see just to the right of the find address button in the middle of the form, you can enter the address manually, and you can just put a 1-line address in that might reference where you know they reside as a rough sleeper, and then that'll appear in the application form at the other end. I'll hand back over now.
So next question is if there is a system error for a referring agency, for example, out of hours hospital referral, is there support available or a plan B pay per form? So we're really pleased to be able to say that all of the products that are part of the Housing Jigsaw suite have a 99.9% uptime in terms of the system uptime. So we would hope that that 0.01% doesn't actually occur. So really proud of that. So hopefully that there won't be the need. We haven't actually thought about, or we haven't been asked to consider whether or not the system would be made available in paper format. So that's something that we could think of going forward. There isn't a paper form at the moment simply because of how reliable the system is. But thank you for the question. Certainly something that we could consider.
I think the only thing to add to that, Lindsay, is the fact that if it's a paper form, how is it going to be GDPR compliant if how they send that through and refer it on? So yes, we do need to think about how that works. But Alert is an online system to enable you to be able to use it securely.
So next questions come in as to whether a copy of the webinar will be available on YouTube. We don't post videos on YouTube, but we are able to email out a copy of the video of the webinar. So yes, absolutely, everybody that's attended and some people who haven't been able to will be able to re-watch the webinar once it has taken place. So we can certainly send that out to you later on in the week. Next question, will the referrer have a notice provided to them if their preferred referral authority is not on Alert?
That is actually a really good question, and one that we should have covered earlier, but that was probably something I should have done and I didn't. So thank you for that question. Yes, the way that we're dealing with that is every local authority is going to be on Alert as a drop down. So when you go on as a wider agency looking to refer into the local authority, if you click on the authority and they're an authority that are not using Alert, it will say, I'm really sorry, this authority is not currently using the Alert system. However, here is a link to their website to enable you to make a referral directly to them and to contact them to make that referral.
So we've had a question on the consent form, and I think the question was, could we go back to the page with the consent form? So we're in the middle of moving it, actually, which is why you didn't see the consent checkbox there. So it used to be on the second page that you move through, but we're moving it to the first page that you get to, so that the applicant at that point can, and the person like filling out the application, can make sure that those consent boxes are checked before you begin. Because if you did it the other way around, you could end up getting halfway through the application and for them to then say, oh, I'm not happy with my details being shared, and then that would have been 10 minutes that you didn't need to spend. So we're putting it at the front to make it easier, but that's why you didn't see it in there now.
So next question is, will MPSS be providing support or advice to local authorities about how to roll this out and spread the word to public bodies? So this is partly what the videos and the user guides will be for, and also the briefing paper, which we should be able to send out to you tomorrow once once we've done some final work on the live link that you saw earlier. But what we have been able to do, certainly for regional and county events that local authorities have been hosting, is come along and actually talk to attendees around the duty to refer and the usage of alerts. So if any of you are hosting a county-wide event that your partners are due to attend at, or even a regional event, then please do get in touch. And if we can attend, then we certainly will. And if when we can't, then we're able to provide a remote demonstration similar to the one today.
Thanks, Lindsay. We're trying to make sure we get to the end of the presentation, but we are being asked lots of questions, which is fantastic. And one of them is, apologies if I missed this, but will the applicant get notifications as well as the referring agency? Yes, the applicant will get a notification to say that a referral has been made on their behalf, but only if it's ticked to say that notification should be sent. So there will be times on some of the wider referrals and notifications, for example, the modern slavery, where it wouldn't be appropriate to send something on to the applicant. But yes, you will be able to tick to send it to the applicant. Yep, so we're going to carry on and oh, hold on, Lindsay's saying one more, so I'm going to pass it back. It's seamless, this one, absolutely seamless.
So there is just one more question before we carry on. And it's a suggestion almost, and the suggestion is, could there be a facility to detail if the contact method provided is not for customers? So particularly with somebody who's got complex needs, the contact details might be for a friend or support worker. And that absolutely is something that we are looking to put in place, not only within Alert, but actually within PRA as well. So it's something that's been recommended for our PRA module, and that will be taken through both into PRA and into Alert. So thank you very much. And one other sneaky question, sorry. Does the referral feed into PRA? Yes, it does. For PRA customers, you will not have to double key your referral. Once the referral has been accepted, PRA will be populated with the information. Lucky people.
Thanks, Liz. So we're now back on the presentation. So the slide we've got up at the moment is just one of the slides that we put in just in case we couldn't do the live demo, but it just shows you how the inbound and outbound referrals can be seen on your desktop. So it just shows you the information that you can see, and at any time how you can download the referral form and the accompanying letter, whether you're the referring agency or the local authority the referral has been sent to. So just a reminder, when is it available? Well, Alert will be launched on the 13th of August, and initially it will be for 213B referrals in from specified public bodies and referrals from wider partner agencies. Now, one of the things that what we are doing is we are registering all local authorities. So we're asking you to follow the link as a local authority and give us the details to register your local authority. Once you've done that, on the 13th, you will be sent your username and password. And one of the things that you will already be able to do is configure Alert to say whether, as a local authority, you are just going to accept 213B specified public body referrals, or whether you're going to say, actually, no, we are going to accept referrals from wider agencies as well. And we have had a very mixed view from local authorities. Some are saying, this is really going to increase our workload, therefore we want to manage it with just specified public body referrals to start with, and some are saying absolutely not. If we can get in earlier, if we can know someone's going to be homeless or threatened with homelessness earlier by any of our partner agencies, we want to know about that straight away. So that is within your gift as a local authority to decide. And then throughout the next few months, Ollie is going to be working really hard on making sure that the other referrals and notifications are added in. And we will be talking to some of our local authority partners about how some of that will work. So just as a reminder as to, I'm getting waved at from within the room. So I'm going to pass it back to Lindsay in just a moment because I think we have another question. But just as a reminder, what we want you to do as a local authority is click on the link that's in this presentation, and we will be sending this to you. This will allow you to then tell us who your lead officer is and the lead officer's phone number and email address for receiving referrals and for setting you up and registering you for Alert. If you're a PRA customer, you still have to register for Alert. We cannot assume you want to use Alert. So even if you're a prior customer, please press the link, add the lead officer's name, email address, phone number, and then we also ask for a generic email address. And the reason for that is if the lead officer is fortunate enough to go on secondment or win the lottery or something else, the referrals are still going through to the local authority. Now, we've been talking to Joe at MHCLG, and they are asking that local authorities use a specific format for that generic email address. So if you're able to, within your authority, set up a generic email address that goes something like duty to refer at the name of your local authority, .gov.uk, you will also be keeping MHCLG happy. And the reason they're asking for that, and it's a very sensible reason, is actually because there's so many wider partners that we're going to be working with and so many specified public bodies. Actually, if we have a generic email address as local authorities, at least it means they're able to send an email through. Those of you that are going to be Alert customers, what we're suggesting is that generic email address has a bounce back to the referring agency saying, thank you for sending through a referral, or thank you for asking how our referral system works, and please use the link on this bounce back to make your referral directly into Alert. If you have already registered your details and you haven't used duty to refer, don't worry, just let us know as a team and we'll amend your generic email address to duty to refer. And I think Lindsay's got, no, I'm being told she hasn't got another question now. Okay, I've covered it, have I? Awesome. I've covered the question without knowing what it was. Fantastic. Have we got another slide? Okay, so we have answered lots and lots of questions as we've gone through. But if there is anything else, then please use the chat facility. But otherwise, I think, is there another slide? Just a reminder, for contact details, housing partners can be contacted at support@housingpartners.co.uk. We can be contacted at support@mpsservice.org.uk. There's our office phone numbers and our website addresses. So please feel free to email, phone, or let us know if you'd like to know anything else. Just as a finish, really, we only launched this at our conference less than a month ago, and we already have 150 local authorities registered for Alert. So with that in mind, if you're not already, please do let us know as soon as possible, because the piece of work we need to do before you can go live on the 13th of August is register you all for Alert, and we will send you out your username and password on the 13th. You will receive a briefing paper in advance of that, and you will receive the video and the user guide with your registration information. So Lindsay's now saying she has a question. So before I say thank you to everybody that's here, I'll pass it back.
Hi everyone. It's not a question. It's just a reminder that we do these webinars frequently, certainly once a month, if not more. So you will get some information when we run the next one. If you've got colleagues or partner agencies that would be interested in Alert and want to see some more information, or equally if you're interested in any of the other housing Jigsaw products, we also run webinars on those as well. They're all advertised when we arrange them on the NPSS website, and we also send information out via newsletter. So if you don't get our newsletters and would like to, then you can contact us on the information provided on the contact page, or you can just drop us an email or give us a call and we can send out some information for you.
Thanks, Lindsay. I think, Ollie, are we going to make this available so people can see this webinar after it's taken place? Yeah, we are. Absolutely. So thank you everybody for joining us, and we'll see you next time.